So we're just going to share our stories today, and I'm super happy Emily's here because she's my best friend and she lives far away. So I'm just going to share my story really quick. So I started using the Isagenix products about 16 years ago, and I started using them for the weight loss because I have 6 kids in 7 years, and I just couldn't get the weight off in between each one of them. And so I thought that it was just a weight loss at the beginning, and so I got on it for that reason, and I did lose 12 pounds and 22 inches in my first program, which was really exciting for me. But more than that, I used to wake up in the morning wanting to go back to bed before Isagenix, and that feeling would last all day long. I was just in survival mode, just trying to get through my life, and I wasn't enjoying my life. And I also had postpartum sadness after every single one of my babies, and it got worse and worse with each one until the last one. It turned into clinical sadness. And so after the products were gone and the program was over, that's when I started noticing myself going back into that severe tired feeling that I'd felt for so many years. And I realized that these products were doing more for me than just weight loss. And so I got back on the products, and I'll never be without them. Because of what the products did for me, I had a really strong desire to share them with other people because I knew that it could help thousands of people the way that it helped me with their health. And so that's what I did. I just shared the products with people, and I thought, as a side benefit, it would be cool to earn some extra income for my family, or at least get my products paid for. But I had no idea what this company or this product would do, just because of how amazing the products are. But the thing is, with Isagenix, what I found is that our compensation plan is equally as superior as our products, and you just don't normally find that. And that's the reason the ordinary people like myself can make extraordinary income simply by sharing the products with other people. And so what it did for me is just by sharing it with other people, I was actually able to, I've earned close to $3 million now in the company. I became the 34th millionaire in the company back in 2006. And what's awesome to me about that is just that I have the opportunity to help people both with their health and their finances, and I can show them how to do that. And it's really rewarding, and I love it. So that's my story.
So Cindy got a hold of me. We met in church, and I was checking out her legs. She looked so nice with her legs and being pregnant. And I had 4 kids in 4.5 years, and my legs are very short. And that's the real reality of it. I was like, why are my legs like that when I'm pregnant? So
I was just thinking that today. I was like, she was always like, your legs.
Those are nice legs. So, and that all has to do with Isagenix, but so she moved away to a cow city and left me, and then came back, and she had told me about this product. Her mom and dad had just barely finished a 9-day cleanse. And at first I was like, oh, a 9-day cleanse, because I had heard about cleansing. And the only thing I heard about cleansing was pooping cleansings. And I don't like to take, and I think she knew I was big into natural stuff. Her parents were. I'm allergic to all medicine. I can't take anything. I can't even take an ibuprofen or an aspirin, anything like that. So she called me up and she said, this is totally natural, it's good for you. And she told me her story. She told me that she'd lost 12 pounds. She told me that her mom and her dad, I think her mom had lost 15 and her dad lost 18 pounds. Mm-hmm. And what was going on with me, I don't think Cindy knew at the time. So in our family, we have fibromyalgia, and we have a lot of other hereditary things that run in our family. And so I think every one of my mom's brothers and sisters have a different one. And on my dad's side, a whole different series of stuff. And so the combination of that made all of my brothers and sisters, we all had something wrong with us. I grew up having chronic sinus infections. I had a deviated septum. I was allergic to milk, although we drank milk all the time. I was allergic to cats, and we had 4 cats. I think my mom was trying to kill me. In fact, when I left for college, she's like, I'm glad I got rid of you. I didn't want to have to get rid of you earlier. Because she wasn't getting rid of her cats. So, but basically, I used to cough. I coughed for a 1.5 years straight. I started getting fevers once a week. I was bleeding internally because I coughed so much that I would throw up. And so those were the problems that I went through just in high school. And then I started having severe pain that would run through my leg, all the way up into my back. And each pregnancy it got worse, but then it would kind of get a little bit better. So I didn't really understand until my sister and mom both were like, that's fibromyalgia. And so that was hard for me because I couldn't take a painkiller. I couldn't take anything. And so I would take scalding hot baths. And like my fourth baby, which she now is 17 years old, I would literally take a scalding hot bath about 3 times a night. I'd turn the knob all the way over, and I would do that, and I'd run a heating pad all the way up. And then I stopped completely sleeping at night. Like, it just stopped after her pregnancy, and I gained about 20 pounds. It started coming on right after that. And at first I had thought, honestly, with having 4 kids in 4.5 years, I'd always worked out before. I was never considered thin. I'm thinner than I ever was. I mean, I literally went from being a 12-year-old, and I didn't mature until I was 17, to all of a sudden, you know, maturing, and I wasn't a small size. I could build muscle really well, but my legs were really big. I couldn't ever fit into girl jeans. I only fit into guy jeans. And so at the time, what ended up happening is having babies, I just thought that's what happened. You go up a size each baby. But then when my fibromyalgia allowed me to not sleep anymore, or didn't allow me to sleep anymore, that's when I started gaining weight. And I already knew when your body is not being fed, it's not going to let go of things. I had spent, with the first 4 kids, years studying, because I really believed that drugs were the only answer. And so I really believed that if it wasn't that drug I could take, I had to look for a natural drug. And so I went into looking for enzyme therapy. I went into essential oils, herbs, everything except for food, of course, because food can't cure you. That's impossible. That's ridiculous. And so when Cindy told me about this, I, of course, was like, you don't even work out. And I was working out 6 days a week, because I didn't work out on Sunday, because I thought I would get like 10 pounds heavier if I worked out on the Sabbath. So I didn't work out on Sunday, but I worked out 3 hours a day, and nothing. I didn't eat past 5. I only drank water. I felt like I was eating perfectly, and I was only gaining weight. And it was just getting worse and stuff. And so when she brought me the product, I thought, it's not going to work for me anyways, but I'll try it. And I looked at the ingredients. I said, there's nothing in here making you do. This is just food. I don't know how it's going to help you. It's just food. And I really realized this had really good nutritional value. The cleanser being aloe vera base. I mean, every health book I talk about, you need aloe vera. I mean, this is the healer of all healing. And so I thought, well, this will be good. I'll try this. And so I did a 9-day cleanse. And I hate that it's called a cleanser, only because what everyone thinks cleansing is. And what happened, what this was actually doing with my body was it was feeding my body for the first time. The guy who actually invented it.
John Anderson.
No, but go into.
Oh, I was just going to say, it's like a nutritional cleanse is what I would call it. What
yeah,
were you gonna say?
But he had made it for his. You
yeah.
sell better story.
So John Anderson, he had developed products for I think 500.
No, $350 billion worth of products before.
Okay, I can't remember. I know it was 500. Was it 500 companies?
I can't. That's probably what it is. But I just know how much it was before.
Yeah, before Isagenix. And so when he came out of retirement to put this product together, because what happened with all those other companies is that they would tell him to put fillers in them and ingredients that weren't in their purest form. He would come back with a really quality product, and they'd say, no, this is too expensive. You've got to go put fillers in them to save us money. And so he just hated compromising the products. And when he came out of retirement to put together his own product, he said, I'm not compromising any of the ingredients in this product. And he put together a pure product. In fact, some of those companies, they put like sawdust in their protein shakes, to fill them. I know, it's crazy. I'm like, don't buy your protein from Costco. Just kidding. But like, you know what I'm saying? Shouldn't say that. Beep.
We'll edit that out.
Edit that out. But yeah, like, no, but seriously. So,
but he had made this for his diabetes. Is ultimately what he started.
Yeah, so he had he was diabetic, type 2 diabetic, and he actually developed these products to help people with inflammatory illnesses like arthritis, asthma, fibromyalgia, diabetes, and for him it was awesome because he was able to control his diabetes with just the products instead of having to take the insulin and things like that. And so he had control of what he could. His illness, I guess. Yeah. So basically, when I did the 9-day cleanse, the first 9 days I was blown away. In fact, I was blown away within the first 2 days because I took 2 days of cleansing, and then I would take 5 days of shakes and food to rebuild and 2 days of cleansing. And so every health book I talked about, literally, they would talk about when you're in your acute stage and you need to get your body to be alkaline.
and they would go through, and you're buying all these ingredients to make this basically like a vegetable broth that you're really getting your body to heal and let go of things. That was basically the 2 days, but with concentrated nutrition, that you're not starving your body. You're not spending all of this money trying to get it. And then it would talk about rebuilding your body and all the ingredients. I mean, it was ridiculous, the stuff that I would buy to try to get your body. And that wasn't even going through an actual cleanse. That was just trying to get your body out of an illness or something like that that you really needed to go. And that's what I realized this was. This was a healing thing. Because if someone, I've had people that don't need to lose a pound, and they will gain weight on this because it's helping them build muscle. Your body is going to lose what you need to lose on it, but wasn't a weight loss. And that was what was so amazing. For the first time, my body was getting the ingredients. So 9 days into it, with 2 days of cleansing, 5 days of shakes, and 2 days of food, I had dropped 10 pounds and 4% fat. I keep wanting to say lean muscle. I had actually gained lean muscle, which never happens. Everything out there I've ever found, you actually lose lean muscle because that's your heart and your lungs, and that's your body protecting yourself. I went then a month by just taking cleanser and shake because I realized, oh my gosh, I have to stay on this, because more importantly than the weight, the pain that I had been suffering from so long had lessened after I finished my 9-day cleanse, and I was like, oh my gosh. And so I went in and I stayed on the cleanser and shake, taking cleanser in the morning, about 2 to 4 ounces in the morning. I would do my exercise, and then I would take my shake for breakfast, and then I would just eat normally. And I didn't even eat differently during that month period, and I had probably dropped another 2 or 3 pounds. And then I did another 9-day cleanse. I dropped about 10 pounds, another 4% body fat, and then I had also gained more lean muscle. What was amazing is a couple days after that, I dropped 2 more pounds, and then the biggest thing that was the most shocking thing for me was after 2 9-day cleanses, all of my pain was gone. The pain that I was staying up all night with, all of that pain had completely gone. And so, one, it freaked me out because it was just food. And we all know that food can't cure you. So that's number one thing. And so what was happening though is something that I had been studying forever, but I'd not paid attention with all my healing books that I'd read. When I would read the section of all their things that they had made and all their whatever, because most people don't want to change their habits. And I forgot the section on food. And everything, when I started going through the food section, I would start looking at the bottle and go, oh my gosh, it's in here. And because I used to go, oh, I need to go get this food or that food, kind of like aloe vera. And I realized that was what was in here. My body was being fed for the first time, which is what John Anderson was trying to do. He was looking for the perfect food, something that would open our bodies. I already understood that my body was not working. With what I had, I wasn't absorbing nutrients properly. And so this was the first time that it was getting. So my body was receiving that. I knew it takes a while for your body to rebuild anything. We regenerate new skin every 7 years. And so I knew the habits, if I changed my habits and I continued getting my body the right nutrition, that my body on its own would be able to heal itself. And so what was amazing is after that, my shape actually ended up, I didn't lose any more weight, but my sizes started dropping. And I think it was about a month or 2 later, I went to go try on clothing, and I was in a size 2. And I had never in my life been a size 2. I mean, I was like a little girl, and then I matured, and I was, I think, about a 6, maybe a 6 to 8, and something like that. And then when I had babies, I went up a size every baby, and I don't know what size that was because I wore men's jeans, and so I wasn't wearing a 6 to 8 women's because I couldn't fit into the legs. And that was the most powerful for me, is those things. So.
Well, and I was going to say, the reason that people with inflammatory illnesses like Emily had, the reason they can benefit nutritionally from these products is because of the absorption of the products. Because a lot of times when you have those inflammatory illnesses, you can't absorb into your system. And so, because it's not what we eat, it's, they say you are what you eat, but it isn't. It's you are what you absorb. Because if you don't absorb it, it just passes right through. And so what's awesome about these products is like we were talking about before, the chelator that actually opens up the cell to get the nutrition in. So when you do the cleanse, your cells are all open to receive the nutrition. So then when you take the shakes the next day, they're just like eating up that nutrition and just absorbing it into your system. And that's the reason your body's able to function the way that it's supposed to. And that's what happened with me too, because for me, I didn't understand why I was feeling differently with these products, what were in them that was making me feel so different. And it's just because my body was finally getting the nutrition that it lacked. In fact, for me, I didn't know this before Isagenix, but if your body is lacking minerals that you can't absorb vitamins. And so I was taking all these vitamins, but they weren't doing any good for me. They weren't doing anything for the way that I felt inside. So when I started taking these products, John Anderson is actually also known as the mineral man in the industry. So he puts all of his minerals into his products. And so because of the minerals that are in there, then my body was able to then absorb the vitamins, and then it's able to function the way that it's supposed to.
Exactly.
So anyway, so that's, yeah. Okay, that was awesome.